Today we're going to be looking at the 6th Sense strobe shaker, kind of a weird looking little guy. It is part of 6th Sense Masterclass line of baits. So from what I can tell, these Masterclass baits are realistic looking soft plastics for forward facing sonar. As you can see, I don't have that. I am out here in the brackish saltwater marsh, and I'm going to be using these things to try to catch inshore species: flounder, redfish, speckled trout. When I first saw that these baits existed, what originally drew me to them was this reverse little boot tail that's on the nose. And if you have ever fished a scrounger head, you know exactly what that is, and you know exactly how it works. If you have never fished a scrounger head, what it is going to do is when you reel it kind of slowly, it's going to kind of wobble side to side just a little bit. It's very subtle, and with it being built in on the plastic, soft plastic bait, you're going to be able to use whatever jig head you want. With a typical scrounger type head, you have to use a specialized jig head that has a hard, kind of a hard rubber bill. It has a hard rubber bill on the nose of the jig head, but I like this guy here because you can use whatever jig head you want. And this is actually a Kitech 1/16 ounce jig head that I'm using today to try this out. Another thing that's going to catch your attention, that looks just like a glass minnow. I mean, obviously it'd be a big glass minnow, but it looks like a glass minnow. And that this is the 4-inch size that I have today. They have a smaller size than this, and they have a larger size than this. But look at those colors in there. I'm thinking if these fish are in here smoking glass minnows, the strobe shaker is going to be the ticket. And if you are using this strobe shaker and you don't like this little boot tail, I don't know why you wouldn't like it, but if you don't like it, you could take some nippers or scissors and just nip it off, and then you have a regular strobe shad, and they're the same price. They are kind of expensive. I picked these up at Dick's Sporting Goods, and 5 of them were 10 bucks. I do want to say before we get going, make sure you put some Procure or whatever kind of scent that you use on this bait before you start throwing them, because when you take them out of the package, they smell kind of like plastic, and that's always a turn off for me. I'm thinking they are going to be great whenever the fishing is tough and your typical like regular fluke style, your Z-Man jerk shads and things are not getting bit. I'm thinking that because these are so realistic that they're going to be the deal. So let's see how they do in the marsh. I'm pretty pumped about these things. I guess they're a little dense. It's right there. Huh. Oh, the little one. We're waiting on the little one. Little one right there. They'd probably attack me if I went over there and bothered the little one. Look at that. Baby red. Shoot. While I was watching them, that little one I caught a little red. Rat red on the 6th Sense strobe shaker. It me way too long to think of that name. Okay. Okay. Good grief, he snatched it. Okay. He kind of liked that strobe shaker, didn't he? That's on the strobe shaker, 6 cents. So the size limit here in Mississippi is 18. About 16 and a half. 16 and a half inch red man. That red, maybe. Huh. Oh yeah, it's a good redfish. Good redfish. Got it on that 6 cents. Strobe shaker. But get him in. Okay, that's on that 6 cent strobe shaker. So it will catch a red man. All right, what a fish. We're gonna take that dude home for Din Din. Oh my God, that's cool. Okay. That was awesome. Wow. I was reeling it and all of a sudden I stopped and then dumped it. Oh man, that's a good redfish. All right. The strobe shaker, I was reeling it, I just going waddle, waddle, waddle. And then all of a sudden, don't. Man. See it outside of his mouth right there. 6 cents strobe shaker. So that is probably I don't know, like my 9th or 10th fish on the strobe shakers. Got a worm on him. So I have not lost a single strobe shaker. They are getting tore up a little. Alright, so as you can see, the old strobe shaker kind of put on a redfish clinic in the marsh today here. Goods and bads. So the goods, they catch fish. The fish like them. I caught them hopping. I caught them kind of slow reeling and having that thing shake, and boom, they'll hit it. So the good, it gets bit. The bad, they smell like plastic. They're expensive. And you really need to use glue when you're using these. So I went through 2 of them, and they got to the point to where whenever I would cast it out, the bait would just slide down the hook. So the plastic is kind of soft and it tears easily, but the plastic is kind of soft and it tears easily. But whenever you're talking about catching that many redfish, or really whatever, it's okay. Just use your super glue and you'll be fine. Overall, I really like these strobe shakers. Even though I don't have forward-facing sonar, I think these realistic minnow baits that people are making, these companies are coming out with, I think they're great even if you don't have forward-facing sonar. Like, I'm out here in the marsh where it's 7 to 8 foot deep at the most, and I'm able to utilize this stuff. So forward-facing sonar is not all bad. It has given us some great baits, and this is another one of them. So check out 6th Sense, check out the strobe shaker.